go. Here's Pro Tools right there. Do some moving around here. Right on. All right. So there's my session. There is where I ended up. Right. I'm done with that. I sent that to my instructor. I sent that to the professor, did my screenshot and all that. So I've got my dialogue track. We don't need that anymore, not for our music stem. So for the music stem, I don't want to see this. I don't want to hear it. So I'm just going to mute all of this. And then I'm going to hide it. You go up here to, this is the track show and hide. And when you click on this, I know this is kind of hard to use sometimes. You have got to have better small motor skills than I have. You got to click on that dot and that goes away, and that goes away, and that goes away right there. But remember, if you didn't mute it, it will still make noise. I'm going to use this in here, still keep this in here because I might need something for reference, you know, to know where I'm going to be doing things. And while I am here, let's bring in our video window right there. All right, there's our guys. All right, we'll put them in right there. And I'm going to import some music, right? So I've got some music on my drive that I'm going to import. And the project calls for some music for the radio, and then some music at the end if you want to, and then if you want to, you can put in music. You can lay music in your whole track or not. That's up for you to decide. So let's see, where am I? I am post-production video. Okay, I'm in the wrong class. It would help if I was in the right class. And here are music files. I've got some music files that I've already got loaded in here. So what happened is I took MP3 files, and you can get MP3 files, you know, it's okay if you just convert something off of YouTube, right? Or download something off of your favorite streaming service, that's fine. I started with an MP3 file and I put it into a session, and Pro Tools converted it to WAV files. So I'm going to use the WAV files here instead of the MP3 files, so we don't have to go through that conversion again. So I'm going to click on that. And so this is the left channel, this is the right channel, and this is the left channel and the right channel. And it says I want to convert that, huh? Oh, okay, it's not right for me, but we'll convert that then. Put it in there, we're done. And yeah, fine, we want it there. And in this case, I haven't built the tracks, right? So I'm going to put them in new tracks. Yay! All right, so here's my tracks. That's Curb Your Enthusiasm. And this is Remind Me, all right? I'm going to get to Curb Your Enthusiasm in a bit, all right? So, oop, I got them both highlighted. So I'm going to move this up because this is the one I'm going to work with right now. So here's the situation we got going, is that this is the music that's on the radio, right? So I want to make it sound like it's on the radio, but the director has just told me, you know what? I think we're going to have the sound from this scene precede the picture edit. Now, you don't have to do this, but I, in my little mind, am doing this, okay? The director told me, so we want to hear the radio first before the scene comes up. Okay, that's fine. You know, that'll work. We'll do that. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to have the music full volume, you know, sound like music, right? And then as we cut to the scene, it's going to go into the radio sound. So I need music that's full frequency, and then we're going to affect it with radio. And how are we going to accomplish that problem, attack that problem? There's all sorts of different ways. This is Pro Tools. You can do things all sorts of crazy ways. So that's a good thing. All right, I'm assuming that's my slate slap right there. Let's hear, because we need that for reference, right? So let's see if that is. Of course, I'm going to solo this.
1, take 5.
All right, so, and then I think this is Damage saying action. Let's see.
Action.
All right, Damage. All right, so this is probably where my thing is going to come up, right? Oh, you know, it'd be nice to have a marker here. All right, so if I go here and do markers, right? I can do this right here. Let's see if I can just. Oh, how did I set markers before? How did I do markers? Oh, well, I've got my playback head right here. So we're going to make this our scene start. All I have to do is go beep, right? And this location we're going to call scene start. Okay, so this is the point in my scene start where we're going to go from full frequency to radio sound. Okay, and then there's something else that happens to the music, right? And that is at some point over here, our guy turns off the radio, right? Let's see where that happens. So there's our scene start, goes on and on. I'm just gonna randomly. Oh. I love playing around with that. So that's gonna be radio off. So now I know where I'm doing that. Now, the people who acted in your scene, they might have hit a button, right? And so what I think I'm going to be doing is turning it off, boom, right there. Or they may have done something more subtle where it looks like they turned it down, like they hit a little scroll wheel. So that's up to you to figure out if they're going to turn the music down, and if they turn the music down, are they going to turn it down all the way so that it's out of the scene, or are they going to turn it down to the point where, you know, it continues in the scene as a VO kind of things. That's up to you. These are all sorts of creative decisions that you get to make. They're not up to me to make, right? So I'm going to unsolo that. I don't need that right now. And where am I? I know there's a particular part that I like, right? And I think it comes near the end. All right. You know, this was used in a Geico commercial, you know, one of those caveman commercials, right? Oh, okay, so. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the beginning right there. That's a 1 beat. I'm going to edit too. I just want to save that, but maybe I'll just do the blade edit right there. All right. Maybe I'll just do that kind of. I better get in so I can really see this guy. Right. Uh-oh. I scrolled. I didn't mean to. Oh boy. Again, my small motor skills, they aren't that good, are they? So we're just gonna go up. There it is. Good. All right, here's my blade edit. Command E, boom, right there. All right. Now I got to find the piece of the lyric I want to edit. Okay, let's just use this part. There's always something to remind me. Okay. I was trying to get where he riffs. He goes, remind me, but it's not happening, right? All right, listen to this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right, we're just going to copy that. Go to the beginning, paste it. We're in the let's go to the shuffle mode. We're just going to paste it right there. And then I can get rid of this jazz right here. And do I have pre-roll on? I probably don't. Of course, I've buried my transport. Where are you, transport? Come back, transport. Where are you? Oh, the transport's over here. Yeah, my transport has pre-roll on. A little off. Did you hear that? It's kind of there. So how about we just kind of, we're in the shuffle mode. We'll move this out to there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use in the beginning. And this is where the radio goes off. This is where the scene starts right up here. Let's see what our lyrics doing at the scene start, right? So that is right there. Actually, actually, I'll probably want to move this down a little bit. So I'll take it in this slip mode, click, shift click, bring it back down to here. And yeah, I'm gonna start it there. All right, so, okay, here's my problem. I want some of this to be full frequency like this, although it probably doesn't sound like that to you over Zoom, but then I want some of it to be over the radio. You know, after the scene starts, it's got to go to radio. So the way I'm going to handle it, I'm going to have one track that's full frequency and one track that is radio. And what I'm going to do first is if I triple click here, it's going to take everything here, highlight everything here. Going to go up to Audio Suite, and we're just going to duplicate that file. So it's going to duplicate the file and make it all one file. And yeah, let's do it. Okay, so now we don't have that edit there, and so it's not going to get broken apart. Then if I go Shift Command N, that's going to be a new track, and I'm going to do another stereo track. This is how we did our track splitting, right? It's the same sort of thing that we did. And I'll make this large, not that large. And I'll just go get this out of the way so I can, with the grabber tool, Option, and bring this down. Oh, come on. All right, so now they're both in sync, right? So this one is gonna be my radio, okay? So, or no, this one will be the radio one. Okay, so that's my radio track. And I just arbitrarily chose that because it said audio, right? And if I highlight that, go back up to Audio Suite, I can do a clip-based edit here where I am going to find an EQ, 7-band EQ, and in my 7-band EQ, find a preset for special effects would be a transistor radio. How about that? So see how that is. I can solo that. Good, that'll work. All right, so here's our scene start. So this is where we want this to go to the radio. So I've got it right here. If I just go Shift Tab, I'm going to edit all that out. Okay, that's fine. All right, and then over here, I'm going to go to the same place, Option Shift Tab, get rid of that, right? Well, of course, this is going to be a really rough edit. Okay, I got it. I'm fine, right? We're not rolling, are we? And so really, what I probably need to do is crossfade across that, right? So that would make sense. So go this way and this way. All right, we're good. And then we'll do our scene. We'll do a crossfade there. Come on, don't give me that. There, and we'll crossfade here. And then we can futz with it a little bit more, but here's how our deal's right there. And then I gotta put this Curb Your Enthusiasm in here, and we're just gonna wait for that to come up online, because I have to, oh, it started to play. Thank you very much. So let's see if we're gonna play across this. Yeah, we started to play. Ooh, cool. All right, so we got that in there. Action. Well, let's see how it goes with our reference track.
Action.
All right, and then we can go in our final mix and dial that in a little bit better when we're ready to do that. Let's go to Curb Your Enthusiasm and get out of here, all right? Because Wasted enough of your time here. So here's the part I want.
1, take 5. Action.
Right? Let's do this again.
Slate. Record. Sound. Slate. 1, take 5. Action.
Okay, Command T trims it. So we've just trimmed it, break this large, and then we got to go way out the end of our session, and that's kind of there-ish. Let's bring up our video window again. I got the beach ball. The beach ball's making my life hard here. Okay, okay. And there's another edit that's going to get out of our mix right there when we post this online. See, so these are the kinds of things we're dealing with, right? Working on our home computers. All right, so, and that's because I had to redo the thumbnails. Okay, I'm looking for my video. All right. Not there, right? Scene's still going on. So if I move it around, I can also put it in with picture. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's great, all right? So, right? Now there's a little bit of, you know, it needs a little bit of reverb at the end to fix it up a little bit. So I'll put in an insert, and in this, so we've got our Curb Your Enthusiasm over there, and it's a little rough on the end, so maybe we need some reverb tail or something like that. So what I'm gonna do is put in a track for reverb and in sidechain. So we'll go Shift Command N and put in a stereo auxiliary input, and this is where we'll put our reverb, right? So it's going to be our reverb track, and we need a reverb in here in our insert. So we're going to put in a reverb right there. Deverb will work right there for us. Now we don't have an input, and so what we're going to do is bus down here from our sends, bus down to this. So we're going to get a bus of bus 1 and 2, and the input here will be bus 1 and 2. If I option click on this, then we'll bring up the reverb, and let's see what our reverb sounds like when we play it across our Curb Your Enthusiasm track.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's good.
So that'll work great for the end, but we don't need the reverb through the whole piece, right? So the easiest way to do that, take our grabber tool, we'll take this here, put our break point right there where it goes bonk, right? I'll take the trim tool and we'll just trim this down. No, I guess we'll put it here this way, like that. And then if we play across it, no reverb, right? And there's still a little schmutz on the end. So we'll just fade this out here like that. And you hear a nice reverb tail right there. So what we've done here is the output of our auxiliary track is muted until we get to this point. And it's probably not muted correctly because see, we've got a break point at the beginning. So we want to take our grabber tool and bring it down there. Okay, so I found out something really screwy about the version of Pro Tools that we're using and why part of the demo crashed. And that is that you cannot have the audio extend past the length of your video file. Okay, this was something that you could do in Pro Tools 11 and before, but in Pro Tools 12, you can't do that. It is kind of lame, but that's the way it is. And thank goodness we have the internet to search for these kinds of things. If you have a question about what's going on with Pro Tools, sometimes you can type the name of the prompt that you're getting into the search bar in Google and come up with an answer. And that's exactly what I did. So now I've repositioned the Curb Your Enthusiasm track to another place. So instead of it coming up and reverb tailing out after the end of the video, it's going to come up here. And I adjusted the volume graph here to make it sound kind of right. And if we listen to it with the reference track, you can get it.
Cut.
Okay, so you will hear Michael or Sadiq go, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's great, but we'll have to mess with the mix. This is, of course, the reference track. It's not our dialogue track. So we'll mess with the mix when we get in the final mix, right? So we've got it in the right place. And then all we have to do is highlight the video, right? If you highlight the video, it's gonna bounce the whole thing, go to bounce to QuickTime, and I'm gonna make sure that this is not grayed out, okay? If it's grayed out and you can't click this, then you have to go into here, and then that tells you that, oh my goodness, you've highlighted an area that's longer than your video file. So if the highlighted area is shorter, the length of your video file or shorter, you'll get same as source, and you want to click that. And so I'm going to call this Abrams Music Stem, and it's going to put it in my bounce files. And off we go. And that's how we do it. All right. So see you next week. Thank you for that look. That's that. When you get a look if something was wrong and you finally fix it. Oh my goodness, I can't bounce longer than the video file. I can't be crazy on this. Oh my goodness. Maybe we'll fix that in Pro Tools 12 dot something. All right, later.